Hi, welcome back to Bravo Mazel Mash, brought to you by S.W.O.R.D, the superior world of reality discussion. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Daniel.
And we have only one more week of the OC.
It's short. It's only 19 episodes long. Why is that short?
He's so mad. He's like so obsessed with that. He came flying out of his room. He's like, Mom, they're going to do the finale next week. He was so upset. Short, just like Daniel. Hey, let me tell you, Daniel's not actually short, but he sits so weird that he like sits down like this. I mean, he's actually almost my height, which is funny.
This is how I sit.
Yeah, how about you sit tall like a normal human being? Look at that. See? Almost my height. I don't know why you have to slump, weirdo. So, what do you think about... I have to say, I'm so sick of this teasing about the stupid baptism.
Yeah, why?
Well, they made it seem like it was going to be this week.
Yeah. I mean, like, they started it, like...
Next week on the OC. The baptism.
They started talking about that, like, last...
Oh, my God. They've been talking about the friggin' baptism.
No, 2 weeks.
Between the baptism and Brooks's cancer, they haven't really talked about anything. Well, sorry. And Shannon's husband boinking the neighbor. They haven't really talked about anything else. Like, that's it. See you later. Have a nice day.
Or Brianna's problem with Brooks.
Well, that's still Brooks.
Oh.
Who's not even on the show. Okay, he's not one of the cast members. He's not. He's Vicky's boyfriend. He's not a cast member on the OC. So I don't know why we're spending so much time talking about him. Like, honestly. Although, I was reading on the Daily Dish, the Bravo Daily Dish, that even though Brooks and Vicky are broken up now, and Vicky says it's permanent, that she's not going back to him, they already filmed the reunion, a couple weeks ago. And apparently, Andy did like an hour interview with Brooks, with one of the producers. And the producer was interviewed about it. And he said that he believes the cancer is real, that it's not a fake. And that it's going to be, quote, an eye-opening interview, and that will leave us all understanding Brooks a whole lot more. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Megan is not gonna listen.
Well, another interesting thing, because I hated it, the Daily Dish, because I have the app, but like the last few weeks didn't have anything really new on it. Lizzie wrote a blog about the Brooks cancer situation. What's interesting to me is she's like everybody's friend on the show, right? Like Lizzie doesn't seem to fight with anyone anymore. But she totally slammed Megan. Look at the smile. Yes. She was like, listen, I understand that some people have questions regarding the cancer diagnosis, although why they feel so passionate about it when it has nothing to do with them is beyond me. But she said that what she doesn't understand is the lengths Megan has gone to. Calling doctors, trying to get doctor's appointment, like fake doctor's appointments, calling the ultrasound place, like calling the ex-girlfriend. She said that all of that is so shady, and she doesn't shady. That was so underhanded that she doesn't understand why when Tamara and Shannon and Heather have been friends with Vicky a lot longer, none of them were willing to go to those lengths. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to use the term shady in regards to a sly, underhanded, backstabbing bastard. But if the shoe fits, that's all I'm going to say. My princess saying hi. Okay, get out of my face. So I found it funny that even Lizzie was like, this is not right, even though she's friends with Megan. She was like, this is crazy. Why are you doing this? Like, why expend that much energy on someone you don't even know? I mean, she barely knows Vicky. She doesn't know Brooks like at all. I think she's met him like 3 times. So why?
Is that counting or not counting times that from this season?
No, that is counting. But she'd never met him before this season. they weren't, like, she'd never even met Vicky before this season. She just moved to the OC in, like, the first couple of episodes. The only person she sort of knew was Heather, because her husband, Jimmy, and Heather's husband have been friends a long time. So she didn't know anybody else. So it's weird that she's investing so much, that she's getting so, like, like she's like the Cancer Crusader. You know, rather than being, like, what I don't get is, like, she's portraying it as, like, she's a crusader against cancer. And that, you know, it's wrong somebody would lie about cancer, which, no shit, Sherlock. And, you know, whatever, that she's spending all this time and energy because the truth is so important. But if she was willing to really be a crusader against cancer, then she would spend that same energy doing research on different treatments for cancer, you know, join, like, the American Cancer Society and fundraisers, and, you know, there's ways that someone without cancer can actually help in the cancer research field. But she's spending so much time on this non-issue, like, who gives a crap, when she could be spending it doing something really productive for cancer. And so I don't like, I mean, A, I don't like her anyway, but B, I don't like that she's doing this like she's on her high horse. Like, I'm doing this because it's cancer, and I must take a stand against anyone who would say they have it, but don't. Because, you know, all 5 people who've ever lied about having cancer, those are going to be the ones that make a difference in the world, you know, rather than, I mean, because let me tell you, you know, the whole of the season, the big conflict came about because Brooks wanted to try holistic instead of regular Western medicine, chemo. But there are hundreds of ways to treat different types of cancer. There, if you go to Europe, there's all different kinds of medications. There's all different kinds of treatments. There's different kinds of lasers, you know, things that have not been approved because the FDA in America is so difficult to get different types of treatments approved. It takes years to be approved. Not to mention that the studies, sorry to interrupt, the studies being done at different universities are not widely known. And if you're a patient, you know, I have somebody who's had a medical condition for over 20 years, not cancer. I have a blood clotting issue. A patient needs to be proactive and find where they have studies done and alternative treatments and things like that. Because a doctor, your normal doctor, is not going to necessarily know about all those things. And when you go to a normal doctor, they have their treatment process in their mind. And you have to be your own advocate and go and find the things to do. So if Shannon really wants, or not Shannon, if Bitchface really wanted to be a crusader for cancer patients, then she could start a website, maybe funneling in all the different forms of treatments around the world that are options, and find studies that are being done and the alternative medications. And, you know, if she really wanted to make a stand to help people with cancer, there are ways to do it. So I get irritated as somebody who's been a professional patient, to see somebody who's taking a stand, who A, doesn't have a medical issue. They will never understand what it is to be a patient. Even if you know someone and you love somebody who has a medical problem, you cannot understand what it feels like to be a patient and to understand your own mortality and that you're going to die. So I don't understand. It gets on my nerves. And I think that she could fucking come out as, like, the next Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa and kiss wounded children, and I still would want to kind of smack her, because I don't like people who think, oh, I know, I'm going to make it so everybody thinks I'm awesome because I'm doing my due diligence and citing and I'm researching and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whatever, bitch, you're not really. You're just trying to make a big conflict. That's all it wants. She wants conflict. That's all she wants, I think. Is that what you think?
Maybe. I haven't read the post myself, so I wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, from what you've seen of Megan throughout the year, do you think that she's doing it because she truly wants to help those with cancer, or is she doing it because
Causing trouble.
she wants to cause trouble? Yep, that's what I say. I mean, I get irritated, and I don't like that. The majority of people who don't have to deal with something major like a medical problem might see what she's doing as this like selfless helping. Oh, she's helping the other women not be duped by Brooks. Although, on a side note, Shannon and Vicky's relationship is kind of like, that's making me sad because Vicky was really there for Shannon when she was a nutbag about her husband screwing everybody. But Shannon seems to be implying, or it was in this week's episode, that she feels that Vicky is, if the cancer thing is fake, that Vicky is as culpable a liar as Brooke says, that she's lying to everybody too. When, if you think about like what Vicky's daughter is saying, is she thinks Brooks is pulling the wool over Vicky's eyes. That Vicky believes him that he has cancer. That it's not Vicky who's telling everybody a lie. She's being, according to her daughter, she's being lied to. So I feel sorry for Vicky, though I'm going to enjoy the
reunion where everyone gets to slap Megan in the face.
Oh, yeah, although I'm a little disappointed because, Andy always drops those little hints about the reunion beforehand.
Right.
Oh, this is going to be the biggest battle, or blah, 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 blah. And his quote, lame.
What?
This will be the most adult reunion we've ever had. What the fuck is that?
No!
They're going to sit down, take tea and crumpets, and play bridge and bingo. Like, what does that mean? Like, we all sit and discuss
I want to see
things
them yell at
rationally.
Megan.
No kidding.
I want to see them yell and slap Megan across the face.
Yeah, apparently that's not going to happen because they're all being adult about it. The fuck? I'm an adult. Does that mean I can't slap Megan? Please? Pretty please? I want to do it. That's not fair. It sounds boring. I'm sorry. When you say that it's the most adult reunion, to me that sounds like lame. That's not like a good teaser. Like, you gotta be like, oh,
Well, maybe he doesn't want to put out there that there's going to be a huge fight. Like,
okay, his job is to get people to tune in. Which would get more people to tune in? It'll be an adult discussion. Or, man, those bitches are crazy. I rest my case.
I still want to see people slap Megan in the
Yeah,
face.
sadly, I don't think it's going to happen if they're being adult about it. The hell? I mean, seriously, that sounds so stupid. I don't get it. But, I don't know. I found it funny, though, when Vicky was talking with her son-in-law about her insurance practice. And she was like, I'm planning on, retiring in like 10 years. And then maybe I'll give the thing over to you and you can take it over. So you'll be working with me. And he's like, yay. He couldn't have sounded less enthusiastic if he had tried. It was hysterical. I mean, I didn't really ever like that guy, but I still find his dry humor a little entertaining. And I have to say, I like that the last couple of weeks hasn't really been Shannon and David's drama. Although this week they kind of did it again with the therapist coming in.
Yeah, I know, but it was only for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes because it was getting to be a little too adult. I don't watch the show because if I wanted to watch like adult television, I'd watch like fucking PBS. I mean, give me a break. If I wanted like boring educational adult discussion, it would be like Newsline, not Bravo. I mean, I watched that so that it's kind of an escape. And though, let me tell you how excited we are for Tuesday with People's Couch.
Yeah.
That's like our favorite show. And I don't even know why, because it's not like we'll watch television, and I'm not really sure why that's entertaining, but it is. I think it's entertaining because of some of them say things that when we watch television, like, oh my god, that bitch Megan, and blah blah blah. And, oh, did you see? Oh my god, yeah, things like that. Like, and that's maybe why we like the show. But oh, we love it. It's like the best TV they've ever made. I love it.
And I can't wait for November 2nd.
Oh, for
Vanderpump
Rules. Yeah, that's. Although it looks very adult in that. What's her name? I've got to refresh. I hate every season. I forget who everybody is except for that. You know, they had that blonde bitch who I didn't like. And what the fuck is she doing back on the show? Stassi. She doesn't work at S.W.O.R.D. And at the reunion last year, even Lisa was like, well, it's a good thing you're leaving the show because you're not a part of S.W.O.R.D. She didn't work at S.W.O.R.D. all last season. And she doesn't get along with anyone. No one on the show liked her last season. Every single person hated her.
Maybe she's like Lizzie, where she's coming in as.
Yeah, but she said she would never come back. Like after, like over the break, while between
the long break.
She said that she was never coming back because she just gets abused and everybody hates her and blah 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 blah. So I didn't like that the preview had Lisa and Stassi talking. Although I did enjoy when Stassi was like, I know you hate me, and Lisa was like, I don't care enough to hate you, or something like that. That was like,
she said, I didn't care, sit down.
I don't care, sit down. Like, so dismissive. That's awesome. But I hope that's the only like 5 seconds that Stassi's on the show, because I can't stand that bitch. And I felt bad for Sheena's husband. They got married last season, remember?
Who's her husband?
Okay, her husband's not one of like the normal. He doesn't work at S.W.O.R.D. He's not one of the normal cast members. But part of like the whole plot line of the season last season was Stassi getting married. Sheena getting married, and they got married at Lisa's mansion. Remember? She wore that ugly ass wedding dress with the crop top, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like that little top and the skirt, and it was not a good look. But whatever. Apparently, he's like a drug addict and alcoholic now. Did you catch that in the preview?
No.
Yeah.
The only thing that I caught was Josh being arrested.
Jax.
Oh, Jax. Oh, I thought it said Josh.
No, Jax.
I can't hear it.
But honestly, he's arrested all the time, so why is that even news? He's been arrested like every season. So, not a big deal. Yeah, I felt a little bad that it's he was like they like it looks like they do an intervention. And which you know what an intervention is? Somebody who's an addict or an alcoholic, family members and friends sit them down to say, you're either going to go get clean or we're going to cut you off, cut you out of our life, that kind of thing. And they try and get him to go to rehab. And he was like, well, you guys are always partying and, this the pills and the drinking, and it's got out of hand. And I was like, wow, because he always seemed like the most normal person of the group. She says. I got as far as she says.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about alcoholics while drinking. Because I'm not an alcoholic on Thursdays. Shut up. I don't get drunk. That's the difference. I'll drink, but I don't get drunk. Because I'm a control freak.
Totally.
I don't get drunk. You say that like you like agree with him. I don't get drunk. I enjoy an adult type beverage every now and again, but I don't get drunk because I don't like sloppy drunk people. It's not. Oh, Jasper. It's not a good look. So, any hoodles. That looks like it'll be an interesting
season to watch.
Although I'm wondering how many episodes they're gonna do. Like, it seems like shouldn't there be some normal, like, a season is normally 20 episodes. Like, if you're watching a sitcom or, I don't know, a reality show like American Idol or The Voice, isn't there normally, like, a certain set number of shows, like, every season?
Maybe.
I think so. I don't watch normal television, so I don't know. But I think so. For every, I think normal, regular television, there is a certain number of episodes in a season. I mean, how else do they plan it out? But for some reason, it seems like the last year or so on Bravo, they pull out the number out of their ass. Like, one season is 8 episodes. One season is 28 episodes. One season's 19. Like, it's not standardized for some reason, and that's
Atlanta's like 120 this season.
Oh, I know. 20. I know. But I'm interested to see the Atlanta. Well, I'll watch at least a couple episodes of Atlanta and see if I
then you're gonna
can't
get sick.
stand it, and then I'll get sick of it and stop.
Yeah, because you're gonna get sick of Kenya.
I know. Although, speaking of shows that get on my nerves, Shaws of Sunset.
Ah!
Reza got married, supposedly. Remember how he dumped his fiance when they went to Thailand to get married last season?
Right.
And they broke up. And they, like, went to Thailand to get married. Like, all their family and friends came to Thailand to watch them get married. And while in Thailand, Reza was like, yeah, I don't think so, Scooter. I don't want to do this. And so they broke up. So I found it interesting, God bless, to see that apparently, God bless you, apparently they got married in some low-key wedding in, like, Palm Springs or something in California over the weekend last year. You done yet?
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you positive?
Yes.
Here, tissue. You can blow your nose. Yeah, apparently they got married. I had heard that they got back together, which just proves Adam doesn't really have any balls. Because, I'm sorry, being dumped at the altar kind of sort of means our relationship is over, in my opinion. But apparently, after they came home, Adam took him back and dated him again, and then now they supposedly got married. Although it's not, like, set in stone that it truly has happened.
Right.
I don't know if anybody else shares my opinion that Wendy Williams is a tranny. Wendy Williams, remember she invaded my Investigation Discovery channel? She's that chick who's really ugly, and
that's
I can't
my gossip.
stand her. Yeah, I can't stand that bitch.
Right.
And she has a talk show as well. And she's always like, hi, or something. I don't even know. I don't speak her language. And she's quite possibly the ugliest person I've ever seen in my life. Like, seriously ugly. Like, I know I'm not, like, supermodel, but damn. Ugly. She falls into the fugly category.
How you doing?
How you doing? That's what she says. How you doing? She does a stupid thing like she's going to get a manicure. I don't really know what that's about. I don't get it. I don't know. Any hoodles. So Kim Zolciak-Biermann was on Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
And I was watching it because I wanted to see her.
Isn't she a housewife or something?
Yeah, she was a housewife of Atlanta, and now she has
Don't Be Tardy.
Don't Be Tardy, and and I was really excited to see her on Dancing with the Stars. I don't actually watch Dancing with the Stars normally, but because it's on normal television, which I've already said I don't watch, and so I was excited, and I actually was interested after the first couple of episodes that she didn't totally suck. Because they've had a couple of housewives
that sucked. Yeah. Like which ones?
I'm trying to remember who the worst. It was somebody, who was it, that was like stiff as a board and looked like she was like gonna pass out. Oh, Kate from Kate Plus 8. She looked like she had diarrhea every single time. Like, she'd be like in the pre-interview, like talking, and she'd be like, Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not compute. Like, it was like painful to watch her dance because it was so like, oh God, I can't. Which is why I don't normally watch those shows because I get so embarrassed. Well, Lisa Vanderpump's been on. She actually did pretty good. And then she was getting tired because they do these insane schedules where they're dancing like 10-hour days. A lot of them lose like 40 pounds while doing it. And so at one point she fainted. So she had to leave the show. But she was like, oh. It was like the fakest, like, most like graceful fainting in the world. Whereas I faint and I'm like, doof, on the floor. She was like, oh my word, the room.
No, you gotta do it
Touch
her.
me. Oh my word, the room is spinning. Yeah. Bloody hell. No, she wasn't terrible though. She didn't suck. Even I think oh shit, what's her name?
Who?
On Beverly Hills. She did the diaper
Right.
commercials. She was new last season. For the short hair.
Oh. Lisa Rinna.
Lisa Rinna, thank you. I think she did it as well at one point. I remember. I think somebody from New York. I don't remember if it was. I don't remember who did it, but I know a couple of them have done it. So, clearly. Any hoodles. Kim was actually not sucking, and then all of a sudden she was off the show, and I couldn't find where she'd been voted off. I couldn't figure out why she wasn't on the show anymore. Apparently, she had a mini stroke, which is a blood clot going to the brain.
Okay.
Right? And she was hospitalized. She was mad because she got out of the hospital Friday night. Saturday went and learned her dance, but because she had a medical incident, they told her she had to leave the show. So she wasn't voted off, but she had to leave due to medical issues. So back to the beginning, Wendy Williams went on her talk show and basically said Kim was full of shit. She doesn't really have a medical problem, and she's a fucking liar. Yeah, Kim Zolciak.
Oh.
That she's a liar and didn't have the stroke, that it was a lie. And so Kim was all over social media and stuff saying, well, she's apparently had a hole in her heart. I remember she, in like the very first season of Atlanta, Andy was talking to her about medical stuff. And she sort of, I remember it was like such a confusing conversation because she was like, they thought I had cancer and da-da-da. And Andy was like, oh my God, you've had cancer? And she's like, no. And he was like,
what?
But, okay. But come to find out, she apparently had a hole in her heart. And when you do, you can get you can live with a small hole in your heart. A lot of people are born with them. Some people get them surgically fixed if they're too large. So apparently now, when she was working out all the time because of Dancing with the Stars, exercising like 10-hour days, learning these dances, she developed a small blood clot that traveled to her brain. And she was fine because you can, a TI, which is a small stroke, mini stroke. The whole point of it being mini means it's less than 24 hours. As somebody with blood clots, I know. And you're perfectly fine. The whole point of it being a mini stroke is that after 24 hours, you literally have no symptoms. There's nothing wrong. Most of the time, people aren't even hospitalized for it. So she was mad that she got kicked off the show. And then she was trying to get back on the show because she wanted to keep competing. And now Wendy Williams, who has to think she has an opinion about everything, and she was like, I wanted to, she's a liar. She doesn't really have a blood clot, blah, blah, blah. It's like, who does that? Like, it goes back to the OC thing. Like, you can doubt someone's medical whatever. You can think they're full of shit. And I've heard a lot of people who have said stuff that I'm like, that doesn't, like, I have an EMT certification. So I'm like, that's not a normal treatment for that. Like, why would you have that treatment for that medical problem? But I am not with them when they go to the doctor. I am not their judge. So while it might not sound kosher, I don't have a box to stand on to be judging them. And it irritates me that people think that they can, especially when they're putting it out there for millions of people to watch. Because it is so hard to disprove that, like to fix your reputation when somebody fucks it up for you. And that irritates me. Anyhow, I have to talk about not Overboard. When am I going to stop calling it Overboard?
Why are you doing that? It's Below Deck, not Overboard.
Overboard was like my favorite movies in the 80s. Anyway.
That is so not reality TV, Mom.
No, but Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, they were cool.
What?
Gotta date myself a little bit right there. I love Goldie Hawn. I love her. Shut up. Now I feel old. Bastard. Anyway, Below Deck.
I feel bad for Emily.
Emil. It's Emil. It's not Emil. It might be Emily on Saturday nights, but for the most part, it's Emil. Yeah, I felt very bad for that letter and the whole way it went down because that was not cool. Like, that's not cool. You can find a better way to tell a guy than that. Especially when you show everybody, you're living in such close quarters and you show everybody the embarrassing letter before him so that he's embarrassed to be around everybody. I think he actually handled it really well and adult, since she keeps calling him a 10-year-old. But dude, she and what's his name are gonna screw next week.
Eddie?
Yeah. After Eddie's girlfriend cheated on him last season, and he's been fighting with her on his phone all season long, and I don't know what to do, and I'm so distracted, and blah, 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 blah. And then he's going to do the psycho? Like, what? And where did that come from? Like, go Eddie. I'm sorry. Maybe, I mean, I've heard guys, because, you know, I've always been surrounded by guys, my 3 brothers, and, you know, I've always heard guys say that the crazy chicks are the best in bed, but, dude, you're on a small boat for a whole season with this psycho. I don't think I'd want to be with her. And here Rocky kissing Flo time. Okay, now who's not an adult? That's all I got to say. I don't know. I think that.
Hey! Oh, wait, your name is also Daniel.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Backfired on you.
Good catch. Good catch, Daniel. I'm shady, damn it. I think it's clear that you're both infantile, but whatever. I'm not going there. I don't know. I mean, I know when you put guys and girls in close quarters, chances are a little something's going to happen. But in the long run, I'm thinking that's not a great idea. Because you're in close quarters for a long period of time. And, like, look at the awkwardness between Emil and Rocky now. I mean, that's only going to get worse if she's screwing Emil's boss only a little while after breaking poor Emil's heart. Like, come on. That's awkward. Although I can't wait for the chef to be bye-bye.
Leon?
Yes, Leon. Imagine what the captain. Oh, no. Mm-mm.
What?
No.
What?
Nothing.
I didn't see that.
Get glasses.
Why?
No, I mean, what do you think of Leon and Kate? The whole battle royale. Boring. Why? You still not, like, totally keen on Below Deck? You don't like it too much? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes, because if you liked it, you'd be like, no, I like it. I don't know why I like it so much. I hated it like the first couple seasons. I thought of it like Southern
Use
Charm.
your words.
I know. I don't know. I always thought of it kind of like Southern Charm, which I never really cared about too much.
Below Deck. What?
He loves Below Deck, or you love Below Deck?
I'm saying what he says.
Rocky and Connie. Connie is like the shit. Let me tell you, she was a professional surfer from the age of 12.
Okay.
Like, there was a picture of her on the Bravo app, the dish, surfing in high heels.
So
Daniel's age.
I'm 14, not 12.
Come on now. Be nice. Connie was a pro surfer. Okay, hold on. Look at it. Is it her shoes? She's in high heels, for crying out loud. That's crazy-o. I don't know if I can show that in there, but she's in like high heels. That is wickedly cool. Although I don't really understand the whole, like, I understand being naked. People like being naked, but the smearing of sticky and slimy, gross foods all over yourself all the time. Because let me tell you, everybody thinks it's cool to have like the whipped cream fight at least once in their life. You smell like rotten milk for days afterward. Okay, there is no way not to. Yeah. So I don't really understand. Plus, I don't like the whole slimy food thing.
You never like slimy food being smeared on people.
I don't really understand. That's like dirty. I don't get it. I didn't mind her. Everybody likes it. I just love that when she does her interview. Like, I can understand doing the whole whipped cream and then diving into the water, or the peanut butter and diving into the water. But I love that when she does the interviews, that she's also like naked with like a little like pasty of peanut butter. Which is kind of funny. But let me say, I think that Kate is a lot different this season, and it's got to be because of Connie, because apparently they've been friends for years, which shocks me because Kate was always seen as like the ice cold bitch every season before. Everybody hated her, like Leon does. But she and Connie apparently grew up in the same small town, and they've been friends a long time. So maybe that's why Kate's not quite as cold bitch as she once was. But I don't know. I love Connie. I think she's awesome. I love that she can hang with the guys and be cool with them and like with Emil without it being like an awkward sexual thing like Rocky does. What about, what's his name? Dwayne?
Dane.
Dickhead? Do you think it's going to survive? Like he's going to last?
No. I bet you like next episode or something. Next one before, after something, I don't know.
When the captain finds out he got that drunk?
Yeah.
I think, they didn't come right out and say it, but it sounded like the glass bottle he was drinking was the ship's bottle that he took from the bar. That's why Kate was like, you should give me that bottle back. Did you get it from over here? And he's like, nice mix. And she was like, I'm just trying to help, right? If he stole the alcohol from the bar,
then that's going to cause
that's even worse. I mean, being drunk anyway, when you have to be on deck, like on your job at 9 a.m., not a good idea. Especially since you're not going home. Like, if you can go home and get drunk, more power to you. But you're there at work, and he's only been there a very short time, and he'd already gotten kind of reprimanded by the captain for screwing up with the jet ski. So you'd think he'd be kind of on his best behavior. But no, he wants to get totally wasted. I don't get it. It's not adult.
It's totally adult.
Ladies of London, what'd you think of them this week? Is that another one you kind of sort of aren't? You don't understand my obsession with Ladies of London, do you?
No.
I love that show. I don't even know why. It's like my favorite show.
At least now at least in this episode, there was a lot of fights.
That's all you care about.
What?
At least they were fighting. I enjoyed that.
What?
I feel kind of bad for Jules.
Julie?
Yeah, the Countess or whatever. Because she's so not assertive, not strong. Like, I don't like that she gave in and got Caroline a present. Like,
Which Caroline? There's two of them.
the one she got a present. Stossberry or whatever. Stossberg or Strauss House. I don't know. It starts with an S. The English one, not the Dutch one. Like, they fought about New Year's because Caroline was making all those rude comments about Julie's yoga. And she cried, and Caroline apologized, and then took her apology back. And then Jules was not having it. And so, like, everybody was like, well, you need to stand up for yourself with Caroline, or she'll walk all over you, because that's what she does. And instead, she bought her a gift. Which is kind of like, I know you're mean, but please like me too. I'll be your puppy dog. Which is what Juliet does that I can't stand. Like, I don't know. Juliet's gotten even more irritating this season. I don't know. I don't like anyone who kisses somebody's ass that much. And she totally is like a little puppy dog for Caroline. Which I don't really get, because she's such a bitch. Like, why does everybody, like, kiss her ass?
I don't know.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, do you think Marissa's little hot dog restaurant is going to fly? Is it going to be a success?
It's probably going to be a success for, like, the first year.
Yeah.
Then it's going to go downhill.
Probably. I didn't know if she bought into a hot dog chain or she was thinking of opening a hot dog chain.
Well, they said open.
Well, she's opening a restaurant, but they mentioned a chain, which is usually more than one, right? That's like a Taco Bell or McDonald's. Those are a chain where there's one in a lot of places. If you've bought into like a franchise or bought into a chain, then you're opening a store of a business that's already been established, like opening a Dunkin' Donuts. If you're starting a chain, maybe she's going to wear hot dogs on chain necklaces. That would be an interesting look. And I think maybe not the best in London.
Or maybe the taste.
Because let me tell you, on the dish, they had a weird article on 10 things Americans do that piss off the Brits. So that they go, oh, yes, you're American. And they hate you for it, apparently. Number 1 was introducing yourself.
What?
You gotta wait for the host to introduce you at a party. You can't just go up and introduce yourself, which is seen as rude in America.
Okay.
Talking about money, but that's rude in America too. So I don't know why that would be. What you say and how you say it. Oh, but things like lift instead of elevator, queue for line, right? Stuff like that. Crossing your legs as a woman. You're not supposed to cross at the knee. You're supposed to cross at the ankle. But technically, you should be doing that anyway. How you eat. You know how I eat, and everyone kind of makes fun of me with my fork pointed down with my knife. Like, that's the way you're supposed to eat. Whereas Americans use it with the fork pointing up, where the scoop kind of goes up, and they like use it almost like a spoon or whatever.
Just like how Dad
eats, yeah.
Eats with his
yeah,
chicken.
and that's seen as not the proper way to eat. But again, that's not the proper way to eat in America either. That's just the way a lot of people do it. Yeah, you should be writing emails like a real letter, not with emojis and crap, like your brother does.
Smiling.
Apparently, you can't smile and show your teeth.
What?
In England. That is one I have never heard of before. Being a show-off, which is full of shit, Bravo. I hate to tell you, because There is no more people more arrogant in the world than the Brits. Especially that sucker. Making a wedding fashion faux pas. Yeah. That's bad in America!
The French.
Are they very arrogant? I don't know. I don't know either.
Giving the 2 fingers.
Peace sign apparently is a faux pas in England. What? Well, who does that anyway? Like, unless you're like in a gang, like peace, or like you think you're like a rapper or something. I mean, it's not like people are like, hey, peace out. Aspire smiles all the time. Yeah. Too bad he was played by an American.
Who?
Movie character.
From what?
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. He is Canadian. I always forget that. It's a funny. It's like the one that says $1 million. That's why I always say it like that. It's from the Austin Powers movies. $1 million. Sorry, $10 million. I don't even like most movies. That was funny. I'm in a nut. See, I'm a nut. I'm in a nut. That's what. Those all came from. Those are things I say all the time to them to embarrass them in public, and those all came from Austin Powers. Yeah, this one has the Queen of England. Yeah. Well, because it's still a province of England. Yeah, I guess that is close enough to be a Brit, even though they speak French in part of Canada.
I do not know why.
Well, because they're the French Canadians. But yeah, they have like the British money and stuff, I think. Like the Queen picture on the money. I don't know. Of course, you know, British royalty visits America too. That doesn't make them British, but yeah, it's, I don't know. I guess those are all weird things, but I think it's funny that Bravo listed those as the 10 biggest things that show a Brit that you're an American, when really it just shows that you don't have any class, because you should still eat politely. Like, that's one of the things I've liked about Below Deck, is that some of the people eat properly. I pointed it out to you before, like people who eat spaghetti with a fork and a spoon.
Right.
No, right? Yeah, because you're supposed you twirl, but you twirl on the bowl of the spoon so that you don't end up with all the dangles. Remember, the day it was on, I talked to you about it, and they don't end up with like the noodles like you do, where they're like, and they got like noodles like rah, 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 over the bowl, and the noodles fall in. Like, that's not kosher. You use your spoon to help push the spaghetti onto the tines. So you literally just have spaghetti wrapped around the tines of the fork when you eat. And you don't have anything dangling, and you don't splatter sauce all over your clothes.
I don't know who does that.
He lied. I'm so proud. But yeah,
dog.
Yeah, it was the dog. The dog did it. Princess is snoring, so I don't see how that's possible. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I think one of my ex-in-laws, my ex-father-in-law was British, and my ex-mother-in-law was Irish, and like off the boat. And I think that was one of the things that always irritated me a lot, was instead of saying, well, this is the polite way you eat, or this is the polite way you work in a room at a party, like waiting to be introduced, don't just walk up and introduce yourself and stuff. That was seen as polite, but they took it as, well, that's because it's British. I mean, that's not fucking British. It's just how proper behavior. It's proper etiquette. It's not necessarily like British. Okay. Eating with the proper fork, eating, like not putting your elbows on the table. Things like that are proper etiquette. It doesn't make them the difference between being British and being American. You can be an American and still have good etiquette. And I've liked that some of the people on Below Deck who were Americans were totally eating with proper etiquette and behaving properly. Although I never understood getting dressed up for dinner. Like, what's the point? You're going to eat.
Then you're going to bed straight afterward.
Yeah.
I mean, like if it was during,
these people are like, and people do that at their homes. Like, okay, it's time to go get ready for dinner. It's like 6 o'clock, so let's go get dressed for dinner, and then you go down to the dining room and eat. It's not like you're going to a restaurant.
Who does that?
Rich people. I don't really get it either. Of course, I don't wear makeup anyway. Or, like, I'm happy if I...
During the day, I could see because you gotta get dressed, you know.
Always an important part of the day.
What? What?
Yeah, but you don't walk around all day wearing, like, an evening gown. And most people would get dressed into something fancy for dinner. That's what wealthier people do. They go and they put on something fancier. Which is stupid, because then you get, like, fancier clothes messed up with your food.
Unless if you're eating the polite way.
Yes, that's true. You should be always eating the polite way. I don't know. Daniel doesn't wear evening gowns.
And this is my gown.
This is my gown. His Jurassic Park t-shirt. Yeah, I mean, like, I never understood a guy having to wear, like, a 3-piece suit to eat dinner in his own house. Like, that never made sense to me. Like, what's the point of that, again?
Mm.
You know? The dress is from the Jurassic Age. Like, Bam Bam. Did you even understand that reference on Ladies of London? To Bam Bam?
No.
Bam Bam. Pebbles. Flintstones. The Flintstones. You never saw the Flintstones? Ever?
I think I might have seen that one on like a YouTube video. I don't know.
It's a cartoon about these caveman family. Fred was a caveman. I did, didn't I? It was the Jetsons. I was thinking that as soon as I said it, and I'm like, the Flintstones. Wait, that's the Jetsons, isn't it? Jetsons is another great cartoon from back in the day. Yeah, the cartoons back then were good. Yeah, cartoons nowadays suck. Like, what was that? SpongeBob.
Oh God!
I hate SpongeBob. Like, I don't understand it.
Grab a grenade and throw it out.
It's kind of that irritating voice. It's like why I never let you watch Caillou when you were a toddler. Caillou is this show on, like, a cartoon on PBS. And he whines, Caillou. George, Judy, Elroy. Are you going through the song in your head? Judy, his wife. Rosie. Yes. That's the intro song to the Jetsons. We go through, like, the names. It'd be like, George, Judy, his wife. And it would show them all going through. Like, and they were like space age. It was a cartoon. It was really good. You'll have to watch, like, old episodes, because the Flintstones and the Jetsons were the bomb. The Mac Daddy of cartoons. Okay? But the Flintstones were funny because Bam Bam was, like, the caveman kid, and he always had, like, the wooden mallet, like, baton thingy that cavemen have. And then he would, like, Bam Bam! And Bam Bam! And he would, like, beat things with it all the time. He was like a little kid. Bam Bam! You'll have to watch. It was funny. I'll have to add that to the list of the things from the 80s that you need to be exposed to. There were some things in that era that didn't suck. There were other things that totally sucked, like the music, for the most part. I didn't understand, like, most of the music. Some of it was awesome. Hair metal, awesome. Fraggle Rock! I never really got Elf, but Fraggle Rock was awesome. It's kind of like the Muppets, which I'm so happy is back, by the way. A total little side note from
Whatever the heck.
Bravo. two shows, normal television that I am now watching, which I'm pretty sure the Armageddon is around the corner. Gonzo. I love Gonzo. No, I don't know. I don't know if Gonzo's the best. I like Beaker. Beaker's always been my favorite. But let me tell you how happy I was to watch the new and improved Muppets. And I love how it's the same kind of setup, even though they're not in a theater. They're doing a talk show. And I love that. I love that Miss Piggy got dumped, which is great because I never really understood that anyway. And I love that they have the two guys. I forget their names from the hecklers who always sat up in the audience of the theater. They're like, they suck. That was always the best. Anyway, the Muppets awesome. The other show that I'm so happy is now back, at least for a mini series, is Heroes, because I am a geek at heart, and I've been talking about Heroes with the kids for years. So when they finally brought it back, I was stoked. So we were very excited to see it, and that just means more television watching for me, on regular television too, which is kind of like weird. I haven't watched normal TV, non-cable TV in a very long time.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Woke up at 4 a.m. today.
That's because you're stupid. I don't know. I think aliens dropped him off. I don't know why anyone would wake up that early in the morning.
I couldn't sleep for some weird reason.
You're a weird morning person. I'm happy if it's like 10 a.m. and I remember to wake up. Because I don't like waking up after 10 because then you feel kind of sick all day and you're like, ugh, tired. But yeah. Yeah, you're excited to have the show done today. That's why. He's just like, okay, I'll go with that. He's such a bad liar. But anyway, I think, did we cover everything? Oh, except for, aside from People's Couch, back to Bravo. I am
like how you have to keep adding this.
jonesing for the Teresa.
That one. Teresa checks in.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. Joe was on the Today Show talking about it. Her husband, Joe.
Oh. I don't remember anyone's names after a while.
Yeah, well, it's because you're my kid. But we're selfish, so what do we care? But he was on the Today Show talking about how they had done this bankruptcy fraud before going on Jersey Housewives, and that he was the one that did it, not Teresa, which everybody really thought.
So I basically confessed on reality. Not really reality.
Better to be selfish than shellfish.
Anything like seafood.
I don't even like seafood, he says. I love Asperger's. Most jokes are just like, yeah, I felt he said that he thought the plea agreement was going to be that only he would be sentenced to prison and not Teresa. And that's honestly what everyone else thought it was going to be, is that she would get like probation or whatever, or house arrest, and he would get sentenced. And then for some reason the judge came down hard on them, and instead
believed the prosecutors.
I think she was watching too much like gossip television, honestly. But so I'm interested to see, because I didn't really ever care about the other people on Jersey Housewives. It was always just Teresa that I cared about. I liked her. She's crazy. She's crazy.
I like how we all said that at the same time.
Well, because I like the crazy ones who are crazy in a fun way rather than like psycho bitchy crazy like Rocky. But yeah, so I can't wait for that.
Which her eyes are pinball machines. What?
Bing, bing. Her eyeballs in her head. Bing. I'd get a headache if I did that. Pass out. So yeah, can't wait for those two shows to come on. But this weekend, right? What day is it today?
I think they said
yeah, the 11th is Teresa checks in. That's Sunday.
Oh.
I can't wait. I don't know why, but I can't wait for it. And it's only like it's only like 3 episodes or something.
Well, it's because they're fine.
I'm sorry.
It's been a while since you watched
Jersey Housewives.
Jersey.
Yeah. And she gets out of prison probably in December, they said, right around Christmas time.
Oh my god. That's like 2 months. Why?
Yeah, I know, but considering he's going to go away for like 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. All right, I think we covered everything. Is there anything else?
No, we covered everything.
All right, cool beans. All right, so this has been Bravo Mazel Mash, brought to you by S.W.O.R.D, the Superior World of Reality Discussion. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Daniel.
Cheers till next time. Cheers.